Hello and welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining this live chat session. Peter, Eshinafi Zaide, Hudan M, Harar City, Aman AB, Delhi, Africa. Eshinafi is saying, my only dependable source. Thank you, Eshinafi. Tedros, Maskell, Mercutio, Mechok, Mejong. Thank you for joining all of you. Kidus, Nigosh, Sian Tube has also joined. Milo City. Can you hear me? Someone is saying that problem with sound. Okay. Samire Sage, Liko, Likan Lusagad, Abraham Elam, Abdullahi AU, Hiroe Volde Georges, one of my regular viewers. Dunio Muhammad Usman, Esmilash, hello, another regular viewers. John Wonder, Tedros, Vami, Helu, Saba, Reda, Tadale, Nigusi. Thank you for joining, all of you. Maiko the Great is saying, I am here. Thank you for being here, Maiko the Great. Zimba G is also one of my regular viewers. Elimo, Elene, Marga Tofa. Marga Tofa is one of earlier subscribers and he has been watching my videos for several months. Lize Ilyas. Hello, Lize Ilyas. How are you, Mr. Sajid? Milo City saying, I'm fine, Milo City. How are you? Aratian Love. Rebecca Iaso. Today's topic is very interesting. Will Tigray Defense Forces march to Addis Ababa or not? Question is very simple, viewers, but answer is not that simple. Mihari Vander Reeth. Thank you for joining, Mihari. Beautiful mountains of Tigray. Your name speaks volumes of your love for Tigray. Abdo Ahmed Abdullahi. ASO plays asking about OLA. OLA is making some gains. We have seen them advancing, but I've been saying that for several weeks that OLA has proven to be a small group. Their reach is limited. They are not in a position to challenge Abiy Ahmed. Obviously, they don't have regular soldiers and trainers and heavy military equipment as well. They have shortages, shortcomings rather. That is why don't expect OLA, don't expect from them that they would capture Addis Ababa tomorrow. Jack Hoff is saying Abiy is moving to Dubai. Yeah, I have heard some rumors since last night that some Abiy's close friends, close associates have visited Dubai and they have gone there. They no, what are they doing there? We don't know, viewers. That is why it's pure speculation that Abiy is leaving for Dubai. Someone is saying OLA will grow eventually. Yes, but it will take lots of time. TDF is a force, a military, an army with all the requirements of a military. TDF meets all these requirements. It has planners, it has executioners, it has channels, it has heavy military equipment. It does not have sophisticated weapons, modern equipment like drones. Without these equipment, heavy weapons, without with TDF. Is USA helping TDF satellite support? We discussed this question in last Saturday's chat session too. We don't have any solid evidence, but it is being claimed by ENDF supporters that someone is saying that fix your audio. Let me check my audio. Now, can you hear me? Is it better or not? Okay, thank you. I think problem might be on your side because most of you are saying that it's better. Filmon Phil is saying, how are you? I'm fine, Filmon. A bit overworked though because so much is coming in that it's very difficult to cover all the developments. I work all day, I work at night I sleep very little these days. So it's becoming very difficult to cover all the aspects of this conflict. Whenever I cover a conflict, I try to cover it from different angles. I cover its political angle, military angle, humanitarian angle. So I try my best to cover it from different angles. Again, people are saying that your voice is creating problems. I don't know what's wrong with my voice. Someone is saying that audio is better now. Okay. Like there are some similarities between Pakistan and Africa that there is no schedule here. Okay, can I keep on talking with this semi-dark screen? I think now audio is fine. Yes, audio is fine now. Let's start talking about TDF's march to Addis Ababa. What do you say, viewers? What's your take? Can Tigray Defense Forces march towards Addis Ababa or not? I'm not talking in terms of their capabilities. I'm not talking in terms of their military capabilities. But it's a purely political question. Will they march to Addis Ababa or not? Because of course it will have its repercussions. Are they ready to face all the repercussions? That's the question. Not their military capabilities are in question. What do you say? Someone is saying they have to remove Abiy. Have you seen today's tweet done by Gatachorida? Gatachorida today said that when will Abiy realize? Gatachorida said that do we have to take Gondar and Debre Birhan to make Abiy realize, to make cannot stop our advance? What does it mean? Very simple tweet, but it has a message, viewers. The message is very simple. Tigray Defense Forces do not want to capture Debre Birhan or Gondar, but they want Abiy Ahmed, Demake Mekonnen, again Tishagar to realize. What does TDF want these persons to realize? Well, I think that Tigray Defense Forces want Western Tigray. They do not want to march towards Addis Ababa. You might not agree with me. That's my analysis. TDF do not want to advance towards Addis Ababa. They only want Western Tigray. But since forces, Ethiopian National Defense Forces in Western Tigray, landmines, then trenches, all sorts of defense preparations. So Tigray, they're sending a message. They're saying, if you don't give us Western Tigray, then we'll move towards Gondar. We'll move towards Debre Birhan. We have taken Raya. Now we want Western Tigray. Give us Humera, Wolkayet, Sagade, and everything is fine. Then we can sit, we can talk. But if you don't give us Western Tigray, we'll head to Gondar, Debre Birhan. That is what I understood reading Gatachorida's tweet. Someone is saying, can you compare TPLF with Taliban? Well, a far-fetched sort of comparison. Someone is agreeing with me. Watch me saying that I agree with you. Thank you. At least someone is agreeing with me. Viewers, it's very understandable because there is humanitarian disaster in Tigray. People are suffering. How long can you keep on fighting? TDF want to feed their people as well. And right now when I'm talking to you, almost entire stock, UN aid stock in Tigray, it's almost finished. All roads cut off, blocked on all sides. And only one flight arrived in Mekelle in 2 weeks, carrying some aid. There is no food in Tigray right now. TPLF is carrying out attacks inside Amhara, Afar. They're getting some supplies, but they cannot feed 5 million people. That's a huge number. So I think that TDF, TPLF, they do want some sort of ceasefire. But before that, they want Western Tigray because Western Tigray is essential for their survival. They have Raya, they are advancing towards Djibouti Ethiopia road, which is their second option. If they don't get Western Tigray, they would definitely go for this Djibouti Ethiopia road. They want connection, some sort of connection with outside world, with countries that are not hostile to them. So in my opinion, Abiy Ahmed government and Amhara region, they have an opportunity now. They should talk about Western Tigray. Talk about how to divide Western Tigray. Again, people have very strong emotions about Western Tigray, both Amharas and Tigrayans. I think there must be some sort of middle way to control Western Tigray. It can happen, but Abiy Ahmed government made a mistake. They announced ceasefire, but then they laid siege to Tigray. They thought that they were in a position to force TPLF to start talks. But their strategy has backfired. TDF has not only captured Raya, but right time for Ethiopian government, for Amhara regional government to realize that they must talk about Western Tigray. They'll have to give entire or some parts of Western Tigray to TPLF. That's the only solution. Otherwise, TPLF will keep on advancing. It needs for its army, for its people. You have blocked all the roads. No flights are arriving in Tigray. So they'll attack you. That's going to happen. In Abiy's camp, in Amhara's camp, that Western Tigray should be negotiated. Let's happen. Someone is asking about someone is saying Abiy has cut off our network. Yes, everything is cut off in Tigray. No electricity, no internet, no banking service, no telecom service, no aid arriving. So it was very poor strategy to put Tigray under siege. That strategy has backfired. I am losing my network again and again. Jim Toronto is saying, we appreciate you doing a good job. Thank you, Jim. Beetle saying, quality is not good. Yes, some problem with the network here. Eritrea, someone is saying, I discussed Eritrea in Sadkan's video today that if Tigray Defense Forces decided to march, which is not very likely, towards Addis Ababa, what would be the response of Eritrea? Will Eritrea once again become a part of this war? Or will Eritrea just make preparations for its self-defense? So that's going to be a key decision, viewers, in Eritrea side, on Eritrea side. So that would play a role as well in deciding the fate of TDF's advance towards Addis Ababa, if it happened. Someone is asking about OLA. We have discussed OLA in previous questions. We have talked about OLA. Someone is saying, Geta Choreda is not paying your internet. I can afford my internet. It's not very expensive. Someone is asking, does TDF has any control of Western Tigray? They have entered northwestern Tigray. They took control of Mesabri. Then they were seen close to the two camps, Mayani, the Harish camps. Both are in northwestern Tigray. And we heard that they have uh, control of some Volkite areas. Could not confirm it. But yes, they managed to enter northwestern Tigray. Adi Harish, Mayani, both are in northwestern Tigray. And from there they were advancing towards western side. But as regards Humera, they're not in Humera. They couldn't make any advance towards Humera so far. Samira Ali, Harar City, 4D Chess, Adira. Hundreds of viewers have joined. Jamal Johnson is making a suggestion. He is saying that Ethiopian people must try urban warfare to push TPLF, TDF out. Imagine collateral damage. Imagine civilian casualties if it happened. Urban warfare is always deadly. And it could happen if TDF decided to march towards Addis Ababa. The way regional states are mobilizing their people, we could see battles inside cities. We could see a long civil war as well, because all states have mobilized their people, forces and people, against Tigray Defense Forces. So no urban warfare. Urban warfare is very deadly for the people of these urban areas. Arresting refugees, important question. Arresting refugees. Viewers, so today Associated Press confirmed that some TPLF allied militias also attacked Eritrean refugee camps in Mayani and Adi Harish. Now, AP is a neutral source. AP has done several news stories in which they exposed Eritrean atrocities in Tigray. Now AP is reporting that some TPLF allied militias have attacked Mayani at the Harish refugee camps, and they are responsible for some atrocities there. Though Tigray's government has offered a UN-led investigation, but even Tigray's government must also conduct investigation as well. Why is it happening? These refugees are suffering, viewers. No one is owning them. I mean, when ENDF were in control of Mekelle, Shire, Axom, Adwa, these refugees were being targeted and they were being killed. They were being attacked. Now same is happening again when TPLF is in control of Tigray. These refugees are the most helpless section inside Tigray. It's everyone's responsibility to raise voice for the refugees. They need protection. They need shelter. And when you are refugees, you can be exploited as well. If they have made mistakes, just ignore those mistakes. They are very vulnerable section of society. They have been displaced from their countries. They have no backing here. So everyone should raise voice for the refugees, viewers. Someone is asking about child soldiers. Well, when you don't have anything to eat, when there is fighting all around you, women, elderly, everyone is a target, then everything happens in war, viewers. Africa has a history of child soldiers. In almost every African war, we have seen child soldiers. It's not something new if it has happened. It should not have happened. It should not happen. But it happens in wars. Because manpower is important, because sometimes out of loyalty as well, out of loyalty for the cause, these children, they are ready to fight. But it should not happen. Uh, Both TPLF side and other states as well, because now they are mobilizing the local population as well. Both the sides should ensure that no children are part of this war. It should be condemned. Yes, important question. Ming Han is asking, will Djibouti allow aid into Ethiopia if Tigray Defense Forces capture the main road? Djibouti Ethiopia road. Important question. Djibouti will allow aid if it's pressed by international community. If the UN says that Djibouti must allow aid, if US puts pressure upon Djibouti, Djibouti will allow this aid. Djibouti cannot sustain international pressure. I don't think it will stand by Ethiopian government. Djibouti has several bases, military bases. US base is there as well in Djibouti. So Djibouti can be under pressure from the US, from the UN, and we could see movement of supplies from Djibouti via this road into Tigray. Gallal is asking which country can provide refuge to these people, to Abiy and his friends. I don't know who will provide refuge to Abiy, but I have seen that entire Africa has been on Abiy's side. Have you seen any statement from any country against Abiy, excluding Rwanda? Only Paul Kagame issued a statement in support of TPLF. Otherwise, everyone supported Abiy Ahmed, so he can go anywhere. Someone is asking, who is controlling Ethiopia now, Abiy or Amhara forces? Yes, important question. Who is controlling Ethiopia now, Abiy or Amhara? Abiy is in command. I believe Abiy is in command. He managed to rally the support of all regions. That is a sign of Abiy being in command, that all regions, they are standing by Abiy Ahmed. So he is in command. Someone is asking why Eritrea is silent. Eritrea is silent because they do not want to be part of another war. They don't want to be part of another long war. They have managed to withdraw. Now, if they enter again, they could be part of a long war. And Eritrea's main ally, Abiy Ahmed, is weak. He's getting weak militarily. Eritrea wouldn't like to be part of this war again. Ming Hon has another news. He is saying that Wagner, Russian security force, might arrive in Ethiopia to back ENDF. Well, Wagner is operating in several countries. I have covered Libya. There was heavy presence of Russian security service Wagner. It's basically a private security company. It's backed by Russian government. There was presence of Wagner militia there in Libya. They had all sort of weapons, like they had pantsies even, short range air defense systems. They had artillery pieces. They had other types of armored vehicles as well. But there was presence of Russian military as well to some extent in Libya. And the number of Wagner fighters in Libya, it wasn't very large. So Wagner security agency does not deploy thousands of fighters, only a few hundred most of the time. So even if Wagner deployed 1,800, 500 soldiers, security officials, it wouldn't make a difference, I think. Though no confirmation so far that Wagner is sending its security officials, security guards to Ethiopia. Someone is asking about GERD. Can Egypt and Sudan go against Ethiopia if GERD is not resolved? I think the dam issue is over now. Now tension will rise next year. But Sudan today closed its border crossing with Ethiopia, viewers. Galabat border crossing between Amhara region and Sudan has been closed by Sudanese authorities. Why? Because reportedly a Sudanese military officer, a captain, has been abducted by some Amhara forces from Kalabat area. That is why Sudanese authorities have closed the border crossing, Kalabat crossing between Amhara region and Sudanese areas. Do you think Abiy will accept dialogue? He'll have to. He'll have to. Options are becoming limited for him. TDF are advancing. International pressure will increase. He will search for mediators now. You will see some sort of mediation in the coming days. Direct or indirect, talks will happen. Beetle saying is in Al Fashaga. No, it's not in Al Fashaga. Yes, you're right. Kalabat area is part of Fashaga, and incident happened in Al Fashaga. Brooke is saying Abiy won't start talks. He is too proud. It's not a matter of being proud. He'll have to do it for his survival. For his survival, he'll have to do it. Republican guards have been destroyed, according to Sadkan. Who will protect Abiy Ahmed? He'll have to go for talks, I think. When may TPLF reach Addis Ababa? We discussed that a few minutes ago. TPLF won't march towards Addis Ababa. Who will win this war? No one will win this war. No one is winning. Ethiopia is becoming weak. Civilians are dying. Children are taking up arms. Women are being raped. Food is nowhere to be seen in Tigray. Thousands displaced in Afar. Who is winning? No one is winning. Jeffrey Feltman, excuse me, Jeffrey Feltman met Abiy, someone is saying. I have no confirmation. Jeffrey Feltman met some members of MIND, Multi-Stakeholder Initiative for National Dialogue, a sort of NGO which is working to promote national dialogue in Ethiopia. Jeffrey Feltman and some US aid officials, they met MIND officials. I was wondering, viewers, that why did US aid officials meet MIND officials? MIND is working for start of political dialogue in Ethiopia. So what does US aid has to do it with? I mean, it's just an aid agency. It should be part of such meetings. Someone is saying, why are you confident about TDF's victory? Is it just because of Martin Plout's tweet? Viewers, keep aside Martin Plout's tweet. Compare today's situation and 2 months before situation. What was happening in May? TDF were in central Tigray. They were trying to open their blocked supply lines. ENDF were in control of almost entire A2 highway. TDF were under a siege. And what is the situation now? TDF in control of almost entire Tigray, excluding Western Tigray. TDF are close to capturing Djibouti-Ethiopia border, Djibouti-Ethiopia road, not border. TDF are inside Amhara state. They have captured Edi Erke, they have captured Ebergale, they have captured Kobo. So you can see yourself that Tigray Defense Forces are advancing despite facing so many problems and restrictions. And they'll keep on advancing if you don't go for dialogue, because you don't have your military capability intact. Ethiopian National Defense Forces have suffered losses, viewers. If they had not suffered any losses, they wouldn't have called for the support of regional forces. Why are they calling for Somali region's forces, Gambela's forces, Oromia forces? Because they don't have their military capabilities intact. They have suffered heavy losses. That is why I'm saying that Tigray Defense Forces, they are in a position to keep on advancing into Amhara region and into Afar region. It's 42 minutes have passed. I think now we should end this live chat session. Today some problems with voice, with network as well. Light also was a problem yesterday as well. But thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for talking to me. It was wonderful talking to you, responding to your questions. Saturday is one of the best days for me that I talk to you and we discuss. I read your comments, then we discuss about your questions. Thank you for joining. See you in the next live chat session on next Saturday, viewers. Thank you. Bye-bye.